you, JK Rowling, for creating a place where so many people can come together and do so much good for the world. A place that has given me the confidence to be myself, to go to school like this, to start a HPA chapter, to be confident in who I am, and know that there's other people out there, and that I'm not a muggle all alone. Thanks. Wizard Rock I was first introduced to through the Parcel Tongues, which relates to the whole YouTube community. But mostly I talk to snakes. I know most people are going to say that, but just because the Parcel Mouse, which introduced me to Ministry of Magic, which introduced me to like Remus Lupins and stuff. Deathly Hallows actually was in the weekend that I was with my grandparents with my sister, and then very midnight we didn't go to the release, but we got up early the next morning and went to Costco with my grandparents, and I got 2 copies, and so we each read them. I read it in like a day. I was so excited. All of the people that I've met through HPA or Wizard Rock, like from the concert to the music videos that I've gone to, especially the HPA livestream forum things, there's always like all these really nice, helpful people, and I just love that this community is so awesome and they do so much good, and it all came from this idea that this author had on a train that she wrote, and it's changed so many lives, and that author is JK Rowling. You, if you ever watch this, which I doubt. But, just want to say thanks. Thanks for inspiring things like a Harry Potter musical, Wizard Rock, and HPA, and Pottercast, and Quidditch. And for 5 awesome girls coming together because of Harry Potter, and thus this channel. So thank you. Thank you a million times over for just making my life better in general.
Thank you, JK Rowling, for bestowing in me a love of fantasy that will last a lifetime, for creating a world that has led to amazing friendships, real and fictional, and thank you for creating a world that has given me self-confidence and taught me the true meaning of magic. I went to my first Wizard Rock show with Catherine, and it was only about a year and a half ago, even though it seems like it was a lot longer than that. We saw the Whomping Willows, Justin Fitch-Fletchley, and the Remus Lupins, and Ministry of Magic came up and played one song. It was a really fun show, even though I was a lot more awkward than I am now, but it does hold a special kind of a memory for me. The first show, basically the first concert I ever went to as well. When Deathly Hallows came out, I was a huge Harry Potter fan, but I wasn't as involved in the community, so I didn't know about Wizard Rock and I didn't know about some other things like that. But I was at camp when it came out. I was at a summer camp that I've gone to every year for about 7 years, and I loved the camp, but I was so upset that I was stuck there when Deathly Hallows came out. So upset. And my mom and sister had gone to get it at midnight, and when I stepped off the bus, my mom was standing there with a big smile on her face, holding Deathly Hallows for me, and instead of saying hi or anything, I just grabbed it from her, sat down, and started reading. And we drove home, and she's like, "Hi, Rachel, how was camp?" I said, "Shut up, I'm reading." And I read till about 2. I got home at like 5, and I read till about 2 in the morning. Slept for a couple hours, woke back up, and finished off just about the battle scene towards the end. And it was an unbelievable experience full of so many emotions, but I was happy to have the book. I didn't get this book when it came out. I got it shortly after the first Wizard Rock concert as a Hanukkah gift, and as I read it, that's what first hit me, that all of the things I was missing in the fandom, all of the key bits that I didn't know, they were all in that book. It made me so happy that I could go back and pretend I was part of that moment, or know a cute little side joke about something. A couple terms were explained to me, and the book just made me so nostalgic and bittersweet, and such a well-written, intelligent, brilliant book. I saw Deathly Hallows with a whole group of friends in costume. Even though it was a school night, we went and saw it at midnight, and I thought it was amazing. I'm sure I could find 1,000 things wrong with it, but it was too emotionally draining for me to even concentrate on what was wrong with it or the small details that could have been changed. And my favorite part of it was that the next day I did go to school on about 2 hours of sleep. It was a minimum day, so it wasn't that stressful of a day, but we ran into my history teacher's Kath, and I walked in the gate, and he looked at us and said, "What happened, girls?" And we looked at him and said, "Harry Potter."
Thank you, JK Rowling, for introducing Harry Potter to the world and for giving all of us this amazing community that has grown from it. Thank you. The Harry Potter musical, there wouldn't be HPA, there wouldn't be Five Unknown Nerds, and so many other things that have come from it. There wouldn't be Wizard Rock, which would be terrible, because like Ministry of Magic and Parselmouth and I don't know, just all of the amazing Wizard Rock bands that I love wouldn't exist.
JK Rowling, thank you for teaching me that courage comes in all forms, and for creating a world that has led me to people that have given me more strength and courage than I could have ever wished for. Reflecting on, what this whole fandom means to me, it's just, as all of you can probably attest to, really hard. Like, you don't really sit down and think about how events lead to other things until, the time comes where you have to. And without perhaps one singular idea that was embedded in J.K. Rowling's mind, I wouldn't be sitting here right now talking to my computer. And there wouldn't be this sense of community that we've all experienced and had the privilege of knowing because of this thing that one amazing woman created, and it really is amazing. Like 2 weeks until the final movie. It's ridiculous thinking about this. Yeah, and it's gonna be totally awesome.
Thank you, JK Rowling, for creating a world for anyone who is different, anyone who's misunderstood, and creating a world that we can all find friends in. Thank you so much for creating not just a book series, but something to find comfort in, even in our darkest of times. Harry Potter has been a huge part of my life. Without it, I probably wouldn't be a nerd fighter, because that was the biggest appeal for me, was I loved Harry Potter, and most people in Nerdfighteria like Harry Potter too. I probably wouldn't even know most of you girls. I probably wouldn't know Rachel, but I wouldn't be friends with Rachel, because that was kind of our thing that connected us. When Deathly Hallows came out, I was actually on a camping trip with my family, my whole huge extended family, and we ended up making it to Borders at exactly midnight. The thing about Harry Potter is that it's so relatable. It may be about people who are witches and wizards, but it's not just that. It's anyone who's different, who's not a muggle. And I don't think that muggle just means non-magic folk. I think muggle means people who are the normal, the absolute normal, no really creative imagination or anything. And then there's us, the Harry Potter people, who are anything but muggles. We might not have magical powers, but we aren't muggles, because we still are so different than everybody else, because we've invested all of our lives into these book series. And that might sound pathetic to somebody from the outside, but it's wonderful that we can find something to connect so many different types of people, because a lot of the people who I'm friends with, the only thing we really have in common is Harry Potter. And yet something about Harry Potter brings us together and makes us such good friends. So, thank you, JK Rowling.